Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. The Qur'an and the month of Ramadan are very closely tied, and that is because the Qur'an was revealed in the month of Ramadan. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in His book, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. So Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned this in this ayah in Surah Al-Baqarah, that the month of Ramadan is the month in which the Qur'an was revealed. That the month of Ramadan was the month in which the Qur'an was revealed. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala goes on to explain about this book and from the fadail and the virtues of this book, that it is a what? That it is huda, that it is guidance, and it is al-bayyina, and it is that which clarifies between what? Between that which is right and that which is wrong, al-furqan. So that being the case, a Muslim should engage himself as much as he can in the month of Ramadan, as it was the practice of the Prophet ﷺ and the Sahaba and the Tabi'een and the Salaf, that they would engage in a lot of recitation of the Quran during Ramadan. Imam Malik rahimahullah, Imam Darul Hijrah, he said that when Ramadan came, we would put away our books and give our time to the Quran. And it is mentioned in many different narrations from the Salaf and how they engage with the Quran in Ramadan, that they would busy themselves in reciting the book and completing the recitation of the book more than once in the month of Ramadan. So it should be the case that a Muslim engages himself as much as possible in reciting the Quran in Ramadan and pondering on the meanings of the Quran, as well as acting upon it. And for those who have difficulty in reading the Quran, they can engage themselves in looking at books of tafsir in whatever language that they speak, to at least have a better comprehension and understanding of what is contained within the verses of the Quran. It is mentioned that the Prophet ﷺ, that Jibreel alayhi salam used to revise with him the Quran every Ramadan. And before he died ﷺ, that Jibreel came and he revised it twice with him alayhi salatu wassalam. So this is a reminder for myself and our brothers and sisters in Islam to be engaged in the recitation of the Quran, in the pondering over the meanings of the Quran, in acting upon the Quran. Because as Allah said in another verse in Surah Al-Baqarah, at the very beginning of this immense and great surah, Allah Azza wa Jal said, Alif Lam Mim, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابِ لَا رَيْبَ فِي هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Here also Allah Azza wa Jal refers in the same chapter to the Quran as being guidance. And without this guidance, we will be astray. So not only should we engage and read and recite and ponder on the meanings of the Quran in Ramadan, we should do this throughout our lives, because without this rope of Allah, without this guidance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will be easily led astray. The Quran distinguishes and differentiates between that which is right and that which is not right. And when we see strange things happening around us, the only way that we can go back to that which is correct is by reflecting and reading, reciting the book of Allah Azza wa Jal. We ask Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala to make us of those who engage and benefit from Ramadan, to recite and to reflect on His verses. هذا والله أعلم وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.